Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. CeeDee Lamb made all sorts of history in Cowboys' win over Panthers. It's no secret that the Dallas Cowboys have been one of the biggest disappointments of this 2024 NFL season. Between all the injuries this team has suffered, some highly questionable coaching decisions, and poor play from several high-profile players, consistency has been hard to come by. But throughout the many lows America's team has suffered this year, CeeDee Lamb has continued to prove he's one of the top wide receivers in the league today, and did so yet again in the Cowboys' 30-14 win over the Carolina Panthers on Sunday afternoon. Coming off a solid 6-catch, 93-yard outing last Monday night against the Cincinnati Bengals, Lamb produced one of his best games of the year against Carolina, catching 9 passes for 116 yards and scoring his first touchdown since Week 8. And with this performance, number 88 made all sorts of franchise history. CeeDee Lamb hit 1,000 yards for the 4th straight season and is now tied for 4th in Cowboys history in receptions. Entering Sunday's game with 973 receiving yards for the season, Lamb needed just 27 to reach the 1,000-yard mark. In reaching 1,000 yards, Lamb is now the first player in Cowboys history to reach the number in 4 of his first 5 seasons, which is quite remarkable given the number of great pass catchers who've called Dallas home over the years. In addition, he's also just the second player in franchise history to notch 1,000 receiving yards in 4 consecutive seasons. The first to do so was another famous number 88, Micah, who achieved the feat in 5 straight campaigns from 1991 to 1995. Furthermore, Lamb is also now in the top 5 in Cowboys history in receptions. Entering the game in 6th with 480 for his career, he surpassed Emmitt Smith, 486, with catch number 7, and now sits tied with the legendary Drew Pearson for 4th all-time with 489. Cowboys' Micah Parsons speaks out as trade chatter heats up. No doubt, it is a challenge for the Cowboys to put together a sensible payroll with the star power they employ. Dak Prescott is the highest-paid player in the history of the NFL, on a 4-year, $240 million contract. The structure of his contract calls for him to be paid $90 million next year. CeeDee Lamb is the second highest-paid wide receiver in the NFL, at $136 million over 4 years. Now, Micah Parsons is in line to join them among the highest-paid players at their positions. Parsons is a 3-time Pro Bowler who has finished in the top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year voting for 3 straight seasons. He could well top the 5-year, $170 million contract the 49ers gave to pass rusher Nick Bosa before last season. That could, potentially, put the Cowboys in a position in which they're paying 3 players somewhere in the. With the salary cap slated to come in at about $270 million next year, that means the Cowboys could spend $160 million on 3 players and $110 million on the other 50 players. This is why the prospect of trading away Parsons rather than paying him a Bosa-like salary has cropped up repeatedly. Cowboys have much to consider. This became a hot issue on Sunday with a report from NFL media's Ian Rappaport, who suggested that the Cowboys have not closed the door on a trade of Parsons. Rappaport wrote on Sunday morning, "That question brings us to the Parsons matter, the elephant in the room. Parsons has been clear since the beginning that he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He told NFL Network on the red carpet for this past February's NFL Honors, 'I hope I'm a Cowboy for life.' And whenever asked since, he's offered a strong version of those intentions. But Parsons is also entering the last year of his rookie deal in 2025, a 5th-year option worth more than $24 million. He did not directly say that Parsons is on the trade block, but he indicated it, no fire, but there is smoke. Team VP Stephen Jones quelled some of the talk in the Cowboys pregame show, saying that he did not imagine the Cowboys trading Parsons. Cowboys should expect $36 million nine-time Pro Bowler to cut ties with Dallas. Zack Martin has been one of the faces of the Dallas Cowboys franchise for more than a decade, but the star faces a difficult decision on his future. ESPN's Bill Barnwell believes the Cowboys should expect to move on from Zack Martin. There have been rumors that Martin may consider retirement this offseason. After 10 games, Martin's year was cut short with a season-ending ankle injury. Barnwell's ideal offseason plan for Dallas has the franchise replacing Martin, Brandon Cooks, and Terrence Steele. Allow Brandon Cooks to leave and expect to move on from Zack Martin and, potentially, Terrence Steele, Barnwell wrote in a December 12, 2024, story titled, Off-Season Moves to Fix the 49ers, Bengals, Cowboys and Jets. The right side of the offensive line needs to be replaced, too. It's unclear whether Martin will retire after battling an ankle injury in 2024. If the seven-time All-Pro guard wants to return, the Cowboys should bring him back, but they have to prepare for a world where he isn't his usual self or isn't on the field at all. They are usually content to target offensive linemen in the draft, so I expect their draft in this scenario will consist of defensive front 7 players and offensive linemen. The Cowboys would take a $26.4 million dead cap hit by releasing Zack Martin. Martin was previously on a 6-year, $84 million contract that was slated to go through the 2024 season. The star agreed to restructure his deal, which became a 2-year, $36.8 million contract that runs through 2025. If Martin does want to play again, it makes little sense for the Cowboys to release the veteran offensive lineman. Martin's cap hit for 2025 is $10.6 million, but the dead cap penalty would be $26.4 million if the team cut the veteran, per Spotrac.